What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. It's preview time for the Springboks taking on England in Twickenham on Saturday night. An exciting game for us to look forward to as we see these two teams clash again. Last time they met was obviously the World Cup final, and who could forget what a day it was for South Africa. England are definitely going to be wanting to put on the biggest revenge that they could. South Africa have been in the media, obviously, with Rassie Erasmus being banned from the sidelines for the next year and a bit, or less than a year. And obviously the news that he's not allowed to be involved in any formation of rugby for the next 2 months. So that's been taking the world by storm. But right now we're going to focus on the game. Does this put in an advantage to South Africa? Disadvantage? Well, a lot of people saying, oh, we're losing Rassie. Big loss. I look at it as different. Use this as a part to use this as a motivation. For those who agree with Rassie, dedicate the game to Rassie and put it in his honour to win it and to produce the results that we need to in order to get through to this game. And also, if it's another negative, if you're against Rassie and all that, see it as another opportunity to say, well, we don't need Rassie. We've got Coach Jacques. It's his game. It's his team to shine. It's his moments. Let's win it for him stuff. Rassie type of thing. So there's different ways you can look at it, but you can still see the positive side on South Africa potentially winning this game this weekend. It's not going to be easy. Playing in Twickenham is not the easiest of games. You've got Swing Low Sweet Chariot singing in the background. You've got a passionate bunch of England fans that are going to be going absolutely mad. You're going to get the boos against South Africa, definitely, because we know we boo them when they're here. So the intensity and electricity within that stadium is going to be massive. It's going to put South Africa under a hell of a lot of pressure. As we saw with Scotland and Wales, the crowds were pumped and powerful. This one, for me, is going to be even better. Why? Because England are looking for revenge. They lost the World Cup to South Africa, and they're going to want to show the world, hey, this is our time to shine and say, well, that was a fluke. Now we're going to go and beat you and prove that we are a team deserving to be of number one. We are a team deserving to be spoken about, and we are a team deserving to be respected. Now, Eddie Jones has selected a very interesting squad, a few names that I'm not familiar with, rather than a full-on dominant England squad. And that makes me nervous, because what does the man have on his sleeves? He's a genius coach who knows what he's doing. He's been experienced, part of this England squad for many years now. He knows how to play mind games. He knows how to talk to the media. He knows how to manipulate the opponent and get them a little bit frightful before the big game. So for me, I think he's going to be strategizing. He made a comment last week about Australia and England. This is going to be the biggest game for Australia because they haven't been in England in so long. For me, this is the biggest game for England because they will be wanting to beat the world champions, the number one team in the world. They'll be wanting to show that, hey, that was just then, this is now. South Africa, on the other hand, will also be wanting to prove a point because everyone keeps saying, oh, you were lucky for Wales. Oh, if England didn't have the All Blacks, then they would have beaten South Africa. Oh, but South Africa is such an easy pathway in the World Cup. If you don't like South Africa, you're going to think of anything to nail South Africa. So we are wanting to silence those critics who keep going at us and not giving us any formation or credit, even though we just beat the British and Irish Lions, even though we beat the All Blacks not too long ago. It's just unfortunate, South African supporters or South Africans or Springboks that continuously have to prove themselves in order to gain a little bit of respect. Not from everyone. There are others out there, many out there. I've got a few friends in Wales, England, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, New Zealand, all around the world who still love and respect us. But there are people in the media and those sour supporters out there who just don't want to give us any credit. And I find that sad. We're living in a sport which revolves around respect and being a gentleman's game played by thugs. I think that's a slogan for it or something like that. Oh, sorry, it's a thug type game played by gentlemen or whatever. But you know what I mean. So for me, I just hope South Africa can really hold their own, play with strength, play with determination, play with commitment, and give us the results that we deserve to see. And give us the results that are going to silence those guys who keep chirping us, who keep destroying any formation of what South Africa do. Because let's face it, we win, we get a water boy, the drama hits the fan. We win, we do a YouTube video, oh, it hits the fan. I don't know, we seem to not be in the media's favour right now. But if we win, and win respectively, with no funny calls or anything there, I think the media will change this weekend. Because we wouldn't have lost the game overseas, which I don't recall. I don't know how long ago it's been since we've done that. And what an opportunity to do that, to come back from a team that's already played real international rugby to now doing this, to winning the British and Irish Lions tour, to, okay, the rugby championship wasn't that hot after losing to Australia and not putting good performances against Argentina either, or as good as we could have. But beating New Zealand was obviously a highlight, but still didn't win us the cup. But if we can end this year-end tour on a good note, then for me, I'm happy. I can see the improvement. I can see the momentum. So for me, that's all about it. But back to England. Now, England don't have Owen Farrell, which for me is a big loss. And I think it's sad because I love playing Owen Farrell. He's a tough boykie. He's been in the media for a lot of things. You can forget 2018 with that Farrell tackle and all that stuff. Everyone wants a piece of Owen Farrell, and I wish he was there because I want to play England at his best, with his captain. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. But still, it's going to be a cracking game. The England squad, you've got Youngs, you've got big names, Joe Marler on the bench coming on. I mean, he alone can stir a pot. There's some good players within that English squad, as well as new guys that have the opportunity to show the world. Hence why I say, does Eddie Jones have something up his sleeve that could really surprise us this weekend and give us a different aspect as to what England are going to produce this weekend? England haven't been convincing over the past few weeks. I mean, yes, they beat Australia nicely. Yes, they got a few good results, but it hasn't been dominant. It hasn't been all that pretty. So now's the opportunity for England to really put a foot on South Africa and to silence their own critics, because let's face it, the media hasn't been too friendly on them. So they're going to want to silence those people. They're going to want to prove to their fans that we are here. They're going to want to prove to their fans that the result of South Africa versus England in 2019, forget about it. Let's focus on the future. So I think it's going to be a physically fought contest. I hope the weather is all right. I hope we're not going to see rubbish kicking. I want to see solid running play. I want to see skillfulness. I want a better improvement from Philly Leroux and Andre Pollard, who to me are the two weakest on the field right now, who are not in form. If I were coach, I would have put Rassie in. I would have put Spoon Corsi maybe back in on the bench, just to give him an opportunity. I would have started with... obviously, they were released, so what I would have done with this current squad, Steyn deserves a position to start after all he's been doing. I know he's close to his bomb squad, and they together formate their own game analysis, but still, I would have given Steyn a start, and I actually would have given Yankees a start, because let's face it, he's been in better form than Andre Pollard. Yes, he had a good game against Wales, but it's not been the Andre Pollard that we know. It's not been the Andre Pollard that has won us the World Cup. It's just been an edge. You know, I've never felt nervous watching Pollard before until now. So I would have given it to Yankees, who's got a good boot on him. We could maybe do something special. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I just want to see good playing. Kubus Reinach, I'm happy to see him starting. It's a good opportunity for him. And our big front rowers, Nakania, Ox, and Boggy, they need to lead from the scrums, dominate the scrums like they've been doing. I'm happy with the squad. Just 2 changes I would have made. Other than that, they could definitely beat England. But again, Eddie Jones, watch out. I think he's got something up his sleeve. So it's going to be an interesting contest. Having said that, who's going to win? I'm going to go South Africa to win by 5 points or more. I feel we have the power in order to do that. I feel we have the strength, commitment in order to do that as well. And I just feel we can really produce great results this weekend. I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of what we've achieved. I'm proud of where we've come from. And now it's just a matter of ignore the media and focus on what's important, and that's playing rugby. So may the best team win. Both are phenomenal rugby teams that I have a high level of respect for, and I hope we can see a good, positive result from South Africa and England, and we end off saluting each other, saying, what a game, well done, and not moaning about a referee or this and that. Let's just hope for good quality rugby, that we can be on the edge of our seat and go, that's what I want to see. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.